You enter into the musty, dry stairwell that curves and circles downward into the darkness. Once you get down enough, the door shuts behind you, and the sound of the madness outside and the light goes away.
Oh boy.
And all you can hear are the sounds of footfalls on dusty stone and breathing.
Does anyone have like a light?
You kind of see like a light hits the walls, and it's down below you. Not too far below you because you're not too far behind them, but it's like at the bottom of the spiral staircase. You see that Sister Ayana is now holding like a kind of torch situation. And as you all get down to the bottom, you kind of regroup, and there's like kind of like a pile of very old torches that were like in like a little box, almost like for people that were journeying down here and have not been touched in forever. You can take a torch if you'd like.
I don't trust these torches. I don't know where they've been. I don't know who they are. Who they belong to.
They went to a liberal arts school.
God, we can't trust them then.
Okay, so so you begin to go. It looks like a very straight linear tunnel. Like
okay, like it was definitely built. It's not so much like we discovered this in nature. This is definitely tunneled.
This was like built. This was tunneled. If you're good at directions, you can probably tell you're going north. I don't know how good with directions Alkyone is.
I think being underground is not her natural state, very much so. And she's putting up with it, but she's already like, oh no.
Are you staying in the like back of the line?
No, she doesn't want to be the
okay.
very
Yeah.
back.
Well, what's the marching order?
I think she's gonna stick with Alexandrite. Like, is it wide enough for two people to walk side by side?
A little bit. It's a little tight. So when you first enter, you're going down, and it's pretty tight. So it's like single file ish, but like you can be kind of next to somebody.
Okay.
Ayana's leading the pack for sure.
She's definitely gonna stick with Alexandrite. Then she's feeling very vulnerable.
Do you want to be like in the middle or of like because there's just four of the people with you?
I'm like she's gonna give Alexandrite a look that's like, we shouldn't be alone in the back, right? Okay. We're just two idiot babies, right?
Okay. So the marching order ends up being Ayana is leading, Nora is.
Okay.
Do you want the sheet?
It would be helpful for me to have the sheet just for a little while until they become like beloved characters that I've adopted into my heart.
So Ayana is leading the pack, and then there's Nora behind her, and then it's you two, Alexandrite and Alkyone, and then Jocelyn, and then Emmeline. Does that vibe with you?
Yeah.
That marching order is the vibey marching order.
Vibe check? Passed.
What did you say?
I said vibe check. Passed.
So you all walk sort of a single file-ish to navigate this first part of the tunnels. You see that the walls almost have sort of a rusted gleam to them, as if they were once a glimmering metal of some sort. They clearly have intricate carvings or images in them that are so rusted and just sort of aged that it's basically impossible to decipher what they would be. After an hour and a half or so, the walls begin to sort of widen and increase, so there's a little bit more breathing room.
Okay.
And eventually, this tunnel opens up into a wide, large, once probably very ornate-looking room. In each corner of the room, there are these like huge statues of humanoids that like stretch all the way from the ceiling. They're like these giant statues. They look like pillars, plinths. What do we call them? I don't know. Of some sort of like they're like look like people. The rock is just so aged and crumbled. It's like very impossible to decipher any features. It doesn't look like it's necessarily holding the room up. I think that was supposed to be the intention of the design, but they're just so crumbled. Like some of them are barely standing anymore, but they do reach to the ceiling, at least the parts of them that remain. You also see in the center of the room, directly in the middle, it looks like there's almost this mausoleum. Your face. It looks like this like large ornate mausoleum, and there's like a pin of a light coming down that like shines on top of it. And all of them, you look at everyone's faces, and it seems like everyone's trying to do the math of like, what are we underneath right now?
Yeah.
Like, where is this light even coming from? But it's just like it looks like there's like an intentional just like pin of light that's in the ceiling that's like coming down, and it's like it's barely there, but it's hitting this mausoleum in the middle of the room. And roll a perception check.
Perception is +3. That's 12.
Everyone's sort of wading into the room now that it's bigger and just sort of taking in this specific looking room. And you're walking and you step on like something sticky, and you're like, oh, and then you like you look at your foot and you realize there's like a spider web on the ground, and you realize there's like spider webs in this room. And you're like, oh, I was so taken in by like all of the architecture that I didn't even notice there's like some spider webs in this room.
Yeah. Rachel doesn't like spider webs. Alkyone is not bothered by them because she grew up in a forest. So you kind of get used to spiders.
Yes.
So any like grimacing noises or noises of dissent are purely player, not player character.
Alkyone, yeah. And you're like, and then everybody is sort of also having this realization that, well, let me see. I'll roll a couple. Oh.
Whoa.
Okay. I rolled for the audience. I rolled a 2 and then I rolled a natural 20.
The range.
Okay.
So like one person is.
Oh, there's like yeah. So like basically like two of so Jocelyn. No. Who am I gonna pick? Who am I picking? I can't say. I have to learn my own NPCs. Ayana and Emmeline are like so taken in by the mausoleum. They're like inching towards it because they're like, what is this? And you see Nora kind of perk up and like start noticing the spider webs at the same time as you. And then Jocelyn like cuts their eyes and pulls out like a dart and like throws at the corner.
Oh boy, here we go.
And
That's
does not.
That's cocked.
Oh.
That's cocked.
Okay. That's worse.
I'm so sorry. It was cocked though.
And it hits the wall and like, and you hear this like skittering in reaction to it. And then Sister Jocelyn says, fucking spiders. I want you to roll for initiative.
Okay. That's a 5 for me.
All right. Leave that dice there because I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm
gonna move it to the non-rolly part.
All right. This will be spiders.
Oh, suck my little nose.
So the spiders got the most.
They sure did. They got the jump on us with their 8 terrible legs
and their stupid little beady eyes. Do you want to, while I get the initiative tracked down, do you want to do your soapbox about why you hate giant spiders?
I mean, I don't have like an ethical or moral reason why I dislike this trope. I just think it's unfortunate and very dumb that J.R. Tolkien was like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to introduce spiders, but we're going to make them huge. And sometimes they'll talk. And then every fantasy writer since then has been like, as an homage to the classic, I too will put enormous spiders into my story. And for those of us who like don't, it's not just like disliking spiders or like seeing one and being like, oh, that's a bummer that's in my home and that one day it will bring all of its friends for a little party and then my home will be a spider pad. It's not just that, like I have a phobia. Like I can't deal with them. Mackenzie is the de facto spider handler.
I can't even do it either, dude.
It's really bad because we both see like it could be the smallest spider and we're like, well, guess we'll die. Not the spider. We will die.
We will personally perish.
Yeah. So that's my spiel on why I think that make other things giant. It doesn't have to be spiders. I'm begging you. Choose any other thing to make giant. Like, how horrifying would a giant mosquito be? Ooh, flavor. You know, it's unexpected.
I'll do that next time.
Don't.
Top of the initiative is the spiders. You don't.
The spiders. Ugh. 8 little legs, but they're not little because they're giant. About how big are they? Can you give me like a normal animal to compare them to? Or are they like dog
It's
size?
weird because like the D&D book just says giant spiders. And so it's like, I don't even know.
You have so much freedom.
Yeah, like let's say a large dog.
Like what are we talking? Are we talking like a good boy or like Scooby-Doo Great Dane boy?
Great Dane boy.
Okay. Ruh-roh.
Jinky Scoob. So these fucking spiders, 2 of the spiders sort of come around the mausoleum almost where Sister Ayanna and Sister Emmeline are. And
like emerge over it.
yeah, and I don't like spiders either. And stop it. And so they go to attack.
That's what the spiders are doing. That's what
They're going. Wait. This is canon. This is what this. Okay. Hello, audience. This is what the spiders sound like while they're coming over the mausoleum. Go.
It was better the first time. Now it's forced. But
and Emmeline's like, are those spiders laughing?
they're mocking us.
As
They're called laughing spiders.
oh, those are not. That's not good at all.
Who's laughing now?
So the first one kind of hops off of the top of the mausoleum and tries to land onto Sister Emmeline, and she sort of ducks and like rolls out of the way, so it lands on the ground next to her and it misses her. But the second one, Sister Ayanna watches that happen, and the other one sort of just like hops and is able to bite onto her with its little gross mouth. I don't know what they call her.
It doesn't matter. I don't
gross
know.
little nasty mouths
They're
called.
nasty little
mouth. And it does
full damage. I can't wait for this next comment session to be like all of the sisters die. Plus what? Plus what? What did you just do? Is that 16 points of damage? They roll a third time.
I'm gonna throw up. I can't believe I just did this.
Oh no, Ayana's
She's
low-key
okay.
my favorite.
She's okay. This is horrifying. Me being like, I'm gonna make it an easier monster, and I forget that spiders have poison damage.
It's like,
oh wait, she gets
a what?
to like take half damage to the poison. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm sorry. She's not dead. She's not dead. I just have to do basic math.
Yeah, it's just 21 points of damage.
Oh, thank you for doing that math for me.
Oh, it's funny how when my brain panics,
You're
my
like,
math
boom.
skills are like, it's 21 points of damage.
And so that's 2 of the spiders.
How many are there? Just give me the number. Alkyone will find out in a second. How
4.
many? Okay. Did you just edit? Did you make an edit right now?
No, there was originally 4.
Okay.
Because I assumed there's 6 people that are all like 3rd level technically.
I love 3rd level.
You know, it's always sad when you're like, oh, what's the challenge rating? Is it high? And it's like, no, it's just 1.
No. These spiders are going to kick our asses.
No, you have healers. You have like
This is true. I
so
do have
many
a healer
fucking
now.
healers.
Okay.
You have your cleric.
All right, let's do this. Whatever. Let's do it.
So, the other one that Sister Jocelyn threw the dart at runs over to them and goes to bite them as well. Misses. Very badly.
Delicious.
Sister Jocelyn, you notice, is very dexterous and deft, and they almost do sort of like it like comes at them very quickly, and they like ground themselves and then do like sort of like a hop over the spider as they hop over, they do like a flip over the spider, and they land like anime style, you know, with like one hand on the ground, and they pull out this like staff almost that they like throw out, and it clicks into 3 separate parts.
Oh my god.
Like it's a 3-section staff, so
I
they like
love
pull
it.
it out, and then so it's like it almost looks like nunchucks connected by a staff. That's sort of what a 3-point staff is.
I love it.
And that's what they're holding. And so that spider misses, and then one descends from the ceiling above you, Nora, and Alexandrite. And
hello.
I'm gonna roll a d4 to see who it
gets
goes
the
for.
spider in their hair.
So you're 1, Alex is 2, Nora's 3, 4. I'll reroll. 4. I'll reroll. 3 is Nora, so it goes for Nora.
Nora. I love them. They don't deserve this. Honey?
That's a natural 20.
Honey? What the fuck? I don't know how we've gone from like the best baby in the world to this hell.
I'm so stressed out.
We know it's gonna be fine.
That's the save for half damage, so
Okay,
they're
so
gonna take half
damage
poison
for sure.
damage.
We love her. We love a she-they queen.
That's okay.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. I'll trust you.
So this is the poison. That's halved, so it's 5 poison damage and 3 piercing damage.
Yeah, that is good. Well done, Nora.
And Nora's also bulkier
Yeah.
and maybe more constitutional. I don't know. Than
I
the
hope they're not constitutional. We need to get rid of that shit.
you know what I mean? Like they're a little bit more hardy than the others. And so this one bites into Sister Nora.
Gross.
And as a response, they like whip their halberd up.
They sure do.
To rip it down to the ground. And roll a natural 1.
I mean, in her defense, that's a big distraction.
Yes, it's a huge distraction. So the halberd like swings over and like comes down right on the ground between you and Alexandra, like almost narrowly misses you two as they like swing this huge thing down and goes shoo, and it like hits the stone right between you two, and you two have to kind of jump back to avoid it. And they look up and she's like, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. And then like
and then the spider's like
yeah, so that's Nora.
Great.
And then Jocelyn is going to sort of like try to like attack
the one attacking.
Wait. They don't have multi-attack yet. Damn. I was like, do they have multi-attack? Yeah, they're gonna try to attack the one that attacked them. That's actually just gonna hit.
I mean, how high can a spider's AC be?
They have quote unquote natural armor.
Oh.
But they hit.
They just get everything, don't they?
They always win, those spiders. And so that's +4, so that just hits.
Oh, good to know.
And that's 8 points of damage.
Nice.
Oh no, that's 6 points of damage. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break your heart.
The gun.
I jumped the boom boom gun, you know.
The what?
It's a reference to RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay.
I'm gay.
I'm the sort of gay who's like, have you?
I'm gay and I'm proud.
I'm gay and I'm proud. Oh no! I think that's the first SpongeBob reference we've made. So for two people of our age,
that's really
we're
good.
doing really well.
Yeah. All right. So Ayana pulls out. She has sort of a shield on her back that she grabs on and pulls just sort of like a long sword out and goes to stab the one that they're all kind of attacking the one that attacked them, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
That hits. It's an unnatural 20.
A dirty 20,
A dirty 20.
Nice.
And that's 7 points of damage.
Nice.
And then Emmeline's going to honestly, she's a ranged person, so she's going to try to get some distance, provoking an attack of opportunity. That is gonna hit. She gets some distance, and then she goes to shoot with her. She has a heavy crossbow. That is gonna hit.
Nice.
There's a lot of hits. See, like, you're fine.
Please don't say that yet. Please don't say that yet.
And that's going to be 6 points of damage. And now it is Alexandrite's turn.
Nice. Oh, so I was like really like the lowest.
You are the bottom, yeah.
Ooh, delicious. Penny's just watching all this like,
what? And yeah, and hopefully like in future battles I'm so sorry to say, you won't have this many allies all the time, so it won't be as like a million people go and then you know.
Yeah, but also all that damage they're doing,
A tasty damage that you're not gonna have no more.
I don't have any more.
So, Alexandrite is going to. Honestly, Ayana got the shit kicked out of her, and so Alexandrite is going to, because Nora's distracting the one spider that's sort of near-ish you. You guys have a little bit of distance.
There's like one on Ayana.
Mm-hmm.
There's one
on Emmeline, and they're about 20 feet ahead of you, and then there's one that's like
approaching
15 feet, 18 feet off to your right-ish. That's with Jocelyn.
Okay.
And then there's one that's like 10 feet to your left. That's with Nora.
Okay.
It's like, yeah. So they're all sort of like in the same area. But actually the one that by the mausoleum are probably like 30 feet away. That's probably how far away they are. But Alexandrite is going to look to you and say, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And then she's going to run over to Ayana because she saw that Ayana like almost fell to the ground with the amount of poison that just got shot into her. And she's going to run over, and as her action, she's going to cast Cure Wounds on Sister Ayana.
We love a cleric.
That's good. That's almost max healing. So that's going to be 11 points of healing, which is going to put her back at 20 points. So she runs over and she grabs onto Sister Ayana, and this sort of like bluish teal light shoots out of her hands and into Sister Ayana, and you see the sister like sort of hold her shoulders higher, and then she backs off, looks back at you, and holds her hand out. And the same energy shoots out, and it comes towards you, and you almost like wince and close your eyes, and you wait. It's almost like, because it looks like it's like 3D movie, like something's about to impact you, and you're waiting for it, and you just feel this like cool breeze hit you, and you open your eyes, and you don't feel any different. You feel like it, but you do see that there's like sort of like a shimmering light around you, like a blue sparkly light, and you have +2 to your AC.
Oh, yes.
As a bonus action, to cast Shield of Faith on you.
It's my turn, yeah.
Alkyone, what do you want to do?
I'm going to run to the nearest spider. I think the nearest one is Nora's, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm going to, as a bonus action, I will cast Shillelagh, which means that I use my spell casting ability instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls.
You did that in our first session.
I sure did.
You didn't. You get to use it, so now you get to use it.
Yeah, now I get to use it, and it's very good because my strength is -1.
So use that wisdom.
Yes.
This is very important to decide what dice you're going to use.
Yeah, I might do a little dice wars, just a little. Yeah, just between these two.
Oh, is that what I think it is?
That's a natural 20.
Hell yeah, honey! High five!
All right.
On your keyfish dice.
On my keyfish dice, my lovely keyfish dice.
Shout out Greenleaf Geek.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're gonna roll.
I'm just like a baseball bat. You're gonna try and like get the spider away.
Yeah. So it's a D8, right? So roll 2D8 now, and then you add your spell casting modifier, which is wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your wisdom modifier?
My wisdom modifier is +3. Yeah.
So you're gonna write 2d8 plus 3.
Yeah.
That's lit as hell, honey.
All right. It could be worse. That's 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
And I am like, the goal is to like swat this spider away.
Amazing.
It's a terrible volleyball that I'm hitting with my baseball bat.
Yeah, so you almost like the halberd is like still on the ground in front of you. You like hop over it, you pull out this baseball, and you just slam it right to the middle, and it its little legs like kind of burst out as you like hit it into the ground, and it makes this kind of chittery noise. And
can I bonus shape? Can I bonus action wild shape?
Absolutely.
Can I turn into a spider?
Absolutely. So you turn into a spider.
What's my bonus action?
Okay, so you turn into a spider.
Let me make sure that the spider stats are good. Okay, you have spider stats.
I have the spider stats, yeah.
The spider stats.
Mm-hmm.
How do I look that up? Giant spider. Yeah, I have giant spider already ready to go.
Yeah. So
do I still retain the +2 AC?
Yeah. Yes, you do. Are you... This is so dumb. Are you trying to like be like, I'm one of you, or are you gonna still fight it?
I don't know. I think she panics.
She
I think she swings, she misses, and then she just goes.
And Nora sees that and she goes, what the fuck? Like, she's so confused that you decided to do that. And I love it so much. And this is why I love my wife. What does Alkyone spider look like?
It's purple. And all of his little eyes are like a gross, milky, silver white. Nothing is good about spiders. That's a lie. They do a lot for us, but I'm allowed to have my feelings.
Okay. Spiders fucking suck. Anyone fight me. I hate spiders.
Yes, but they are. She is a giant purple spider.
Jesus Christ. All right. That's amazing. For fun, I'm going to roll an intelligence check to see if the spider is going to keep fighting you.
The spider immediately knows. And it's like, how dare you?
I rolled an 18. It is -4.
Oh.
But I'm
But
still
it's
going to
still
be like,
yeah.
no, this bitch is like, what the fuck? And so it's going to try to bite you. And it misses.
It sure doesn't, because
So we're going to miss. And then the other 3 are going to go for the same fucking people they're going for. 2 of them miss. 1 of them hits. The one that is on Jocelyn is the one that hits. All right. So all the spiders go for their kind of people again, and they're getting better at dodging. But Jocelyn does get nabbed like in the leg by the spider, and you notice that they look like they're not feeling too great. Like that last bite really like got them, and they grab onto their leg and kind of shriek, and they're a more like calm and reserved person, but they look like they're probably the roughest out of this group right now.
Yikes. Okay.
And so, and then it's all of their turns again. So all of the sisters are going to attack their respective spiders. And all of them hit. All of those hits, it's a 19, 11, 10, and 13 plus 4. So they all hit and they all do damage.
Good.
I do like rolling all of them at once because it does feel very satisfying to have like all the dice being rolled at the same time.
It's like Dice Wars where everyone wins.
It is, honey. That's why I love you. I'm missing a D8. Oh, there it is. Okay, that damage kind of sucks, but we're going to get lit.
I now know how many hit points the spiders have, and so some of them should be looking rough eventually.
Oh, look at you, you little meta baby.
Oh, wow. Is that the baby noise you make?
Okay.
that's the Alkyone spider does that.
No. Alkyone turns into a spider and goes,
oh, whoa, I'm a spider. Oh, whoa.
Please don't hurt me.
Please.
I'm not a spider like you.
I do 2d8 poison damage,
Oh, well.
please.
I'm gonna kick both of our asses.
So, but hey, you know what? While we were ooh-wooing, I was rolling some 6 damage. And so Sister Jocelyn, begins almost to like fall backwards and grab onto this like puncture wound in their thigh from this spider bite. And then they just, they like hone in and then just like twirl their like 3/part staff and then just like stab it. They hold the 2 edges of it and then like stab it into the spider, and the spider like stretches its legs out, shakes, and then curls up and is dead. The one on Jocelyn's dead. And then at the same time, Nora they have the one arm. They like do this really cool like they like lean back and then twirl the halberd and then slam it into the abdomen of the spider. Also dead, the one by you and Nora. So it also does a similar like shake out, and then its legs curl back into it as the 2 of them make eye contact, nod, and look over at the other 2. And at the same time, both Emmeline and Ayana both are able to like hit with theirs, and both of their spiders are looking very, very rough. And now it's Alexandrite's turn, and Alexandrite is right next to one of them. Or no, she was more by Ayana, so I'm actually gonna have she's gonna go hit the one. Sorry. And then Alexandrite is going to also come down and try to, instead of using a Sacred Flame, just try to hit the one that is by Ayana. Ooh, that's probably going to miss, I think. That is an 8 plus 5, so that actually just misses. And she tries to come down, and it doesn't hit, and I think for right now, since it does look like combat is wrapping up, she's not going to use a spell, so it's going to be your turn.
Okay.
So now you have...
So now I'm spider, baby.
You're spider. You have 2 of them. They're like 30 feet ahead of you by the mausoleum.
Okay. Yeah, Okay, so, spider Alkyone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spider Kyone.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. She's gonna run over to one of them. I'll let you pick.
Vocal Fry was so sexy.
I'm
Yeah, they're
so
both
sorry.
like near each other. So just
Yeah.
of the ones by the mausoleum, for sure.
I'm gonna run over and just click, click, click.
Clickety click clack. Click clack, click clack.
So, Jesus Christ, I hate it when it does that.
That one rolls a lot.
Yeah, I hate it when it does that. But I think that that's gonna hit. It's 9 plus 5.
14 that just
hits. It sure does.
Mm-hmm.
So
roll your damage.
My damage.
I said damage so many times in the first episodes.
It's good. It's our thing. So 2d8 and then 1d8 plus 3, right? So your spider needs to make a poison saving throw.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How does it feel? Did it do it?
It passed.
I should hope so.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it went to college for.
It rolled a
Oh, okay.
It rolled a 12.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it passed.
You know, it's not great, but my guess is it doesn't really matter at this
No,
point.
it doesn't matter. This one, you bite it and it like shrieks and it goes, brother! And you bite into its like neck and it just like, yeah, this similar, like it kind of shakes and it feels weird because you feel like poison coming. You feel like this like almost like cool liquid coming out of your mouth and being like injected into this other being, and it feels
gross.
Insane because you're not used to something like this. And you feel that as it like it just like its little eyes just like the body shakes and then it curls into itself, and there's one left. and
it's its turn, right?
Yes, it has 1 hit point. For sake of brevity, I'm gonna say that you all come down
Stop
on this.
it.
Yes, you're able.
And party.
It has 1 hit point. You all come down on this last remaining spider, and it is dead. And now combat is over.
Does anyone think that I'm a spider that needs to be killed?
No,
or is it the fact that I'm purple? Everyone's figured it out.
You're purple. Also, like maybe Ayana wasn't paying attention. Started to come down, and Nora was just able to grab her arm and be like, "No, it's the purple one."
Poof.
Yeah, and you come back to being a person.
That was sick. That was what an experience.
What was sick? The fight or your spidery body?
What do you think? I was a spider. Never been that before.
Well, that is good for you.
I wouldn't like to live that way all the time, but for a brief vacation, it's not a bad resort.
She looks at you so weird. This is Emmeline. She's like, and Alex walks up, and if you're on the ground, right, you become you unspidered. She holds her hand out to you.
I take it, obviously.
Okay. She goes, "Are you okay?"
Did you see me? I like turned into a spider. That was crazy.
I did see you turn into a spider. Could you just do that?
I kind of panicked, but it turned out really
okay.
well for us. Wow.
How does everyone feel? And Jocelyn kind of limps over with this like puncture in their thigh, and she goes, "Not great." and and everybody else is like okay. Like Emmeline definitely has like some bites on her arms, and Ayana goes, I was a little scared there for a moment. Thank you to Alkyone. Not Alkyone, that's you. Thank you to Alexandrite. And we can gauge. You make the final decision. Do you want to rest and try to heal, or do you want to continue going, or do you want to look around? What do you want to do?
I want
next?
to fuck with the mausoleum.
Okay. What do you want to do to it?
I just want to go up and like look at it.
Yeah.
Like, can I tell whose it is?
Yes, you can. Roll an investigation check.
Oh, what if it's a 1? You're like, yes, you can, and then I'm like, no, she's a baby.
Well, it depends on.
A 2. Delicious. Investigation, you said? That's +0 because Alkyone has 11 intelligence.
So you go.
Alkyne's like, is this a mausoleum?
That's Alexandrite. And you walk up to this. It almost is like strangely well kept up because
Everything else is so.
yeah, but it is kind of covered in webs, and so you walk over and you're just like trying to look through the webs, and you can't because it's spider webs. And so Alexandra walks up and sort of uses the quarterstaff to start moving things around, and yeah, it sort of dusts off, and it looks like this kind of beautiful golden mausoleum. It's like a small like temple almost. It's pretty large. It looks it's taller than you, but it's not too big.
Yeah.
You brush it away, and there's this door. The edges are like welded shut all the way around.
Okay.
And there's this gorgeous eye, the symbol of Verdione, like embezzled. Fuck. There's this
Fraud.
okay. It is. What do you call it?
Embossed.
Embossed. Yes. There's an eye in it. The symbol of Verdione, as you recognize it, being all around the city, and you see that. And you. What languages do you speak?
Oh, let me see.
That could be the reason for the 2.
I speak Celestial, Common, Druidic, and Infernal.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Homeschooled.
You can't. You like see that there's text there, and the 2 is like you not knowing the language that this is.
Nice.
And it is Elvish, and Alexandra speaks that, and she looks at it, and she kind of brushes away the webbing and the dust there, and she reads out loud.
What is it?
It says, Iridala? The original descendant of the All-Knowing.
Whoa.
That's weird.
Why would they keep them down here with all the spiders?
Well, maybe it wasn't intentional for it to ever become this. But that's...
Pretty wild.
I mean, yes. The original. This is old. This is very old. Well, you know, the only descendant really of a god left is the queen. That's wild.
Alkyne's just gonna like touch it. Similarly, like similar to how she was touching the walls earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything come away? Like it's in better shape than the walls, right? So it would be like a little webby maybe, but
you touch it, and it's almost like this this like shot.
Ow.
Like not but it's like this, like it's like you my brain went to like Raven's visions in That So Raven.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
I'm fully
like how
in.
it like zoop into your head. It zooms into your head as you touch it. You touch like this eye or the name, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like zoom into your head, and you just see like blackness. It's like your vision goes away, and then you just see this like eye open and look at you, and look down and look up and close, and then you come back. It's very quick.
Touch it.
What?
Touch it. Touch it.
Why? What?
Touch it. I saw something. Touch it.
She touches it.
What did you see? Did you see the eye?
What? No. What? And she just starts poking it.
Alkyne's gonna take her hand and like put it like at the exact spot where she touched it. Okay.
No. Is something supposed to what happened?
I saw this eye.
She like also looks really nervous because you touched her hand. You saw an eye?
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's right there.
No, like in my brain.
Okay.
Like I couldn't see anything out here. Like here went all black. But in my brain, I saw an eye. And it looked at me, and then it looked down, and then looked back at me, and then it closed, and then I was back here.
That seems very strange. And she touches it again. And she's just like patting at it.
Nothing?
No?
Cool. She's gonna kind of put her, like close her fingers around the pendant around her neck.
Yeah. And I mean, you feel safer. Nothing magical happens.
Right, no,
now,
it's
but
definitely,
you
yeah.
feel safer. What do you want to do?
How rough is Jocelyn?
I'll add
Like,
a little
who-
HP.
I know
I'll add like
I'm below 20 points. Is anyone else below 20 points?
multiple people, yes.
We'll just rest.
Ayana had to drop sort of her torch when she started fighting. She picks it back up and sort of begins to sort of make a little bit of like an underground campfire. Nothing too big or else the smoke would be like really, really irritating. But Alexandrite sits for a moment and she says, let me help. And she has like a little like old looking leather book and she opens it up and there's like pressed flowers with like notes. They're like taped in, they're like tied into the book. And she opens this up and she puts her hands on it and she closes her eyes and that sort of tealish blue energy begins to float out of it and flow out of her hands and into the book. And you all are sort of sitting around together and it's almost like you smell flowers. It's like you smell like you're like in a field of flowers and you all like feel like you see that the energy is sort of coming out of her and it's not like choom choom and shooting out at you, but it's sort of just radiating off of her and you feel it like warm you like the sun as it sort of touches you. And she's taking 10 minutes to sort of focus in on her energy and cast prayer of healing on all of you. And so
How many good points is it?
let me roll. Not that much. It's going to be 13 points of healing.
Not that much, she says.
Well, I rolled like a 2 on one of my die.
I'm back up to my max hit points.
Ooh, isn't that romantic?
What are the sisters doing during this short rest now that everybody's healed up?
Everyone's sort of chilling. And now that like, yeah, after it's healing, now it's sort of just like, let's rest for a moment. And yeah, I guess you can kind of take in their personalities. So Jocelyn now has sort of like bandages wrapped around the leg where they got really, really badly bit.
Yeah.
And they're kind of holding their leg up. And it's like in Ayana's lap because they want it to be a little like elevated.
Yeah.
And that's all we got really. And Jocelyn is like reading a book and like taking some notes while Ayana is sort of just like talking their ear off about something. And they don't seem interested at all, but they're just sort of like nodding and listening and then Emmeline is like fixing her outfit, like sort of like trying to get the dirt and spider guts off of it. And there's like part of her like plate, it has like this piece of like ichor that just won't get off of it. And she's like, ugh. And she's super frustrated trying to kind of get it off. And she's trying to peel it off. And Nora is laughing her ass off at that and thinks it's really, really funny. And is just sort of like one of those like kind of restless people that are just like always fucking around, like just like dinging the mausoleum with the halberd, being like, what's over here? What's over here? What's over here? Like kicking some rocks around, just trying to find something to do. And it's just like kind of restless, just looking at things and trying to see if there's something to find. And but they're very much making fun of Emmeline, and like they're just sort of, that's sort of their energy right now. And Alex is also with you, just sort of watching them all interact with each other. And that's what they're doing.
I think Alkyone is definitely sitting next to Alexandrite.
Yeah.
And offers her a bit of bread.
Thank you.
Nice choice from the kitchens.
I love a good sourdough.
That's very refreshing after a spider fight.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't love spiders, but it was cool to get something done.
That's good.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I haven't really gotten to use this kind of power in a while. It's nice to help people.
You're really good.
What do you mean?
I mean, you really saved Jocelyn.
Oh, I do what I can. It's kind of what I studied to do.
Yeah, using your degree.
I don't have a degree per se. It's just kind of how I grew up. Do you like flowers?
I love flowers.
What's your favorite?
Oh, man. I'm a big fan of lilies.
Really?
Yeah,
Why do you like them?
they're just a fun shape.
That's good.
They
Yeah,
smell nice too. And bees like them. I guess bees like all flowers, but
that's true. Bees do like a lot of flowers.
the color palette they create is very pleasing. What's your favorite flower?
Oh, there's so many. I really like violets. I think they're very pretty.
Yeah.
There's so many. And because Mackenzie doesn't know this, but Alexandrite Wood, she sort of starts sort of like mini monologuing about like the intricacies and classical names and weird little tidbits about both lilies and violets and other random flowers. And she'll go as long as you let her. I Mackenzie don't know these things, but she is a botanist by trade. She studies flowers and nature, and so she's really interested in this, and so this is something she would know, and so she sort of just like excitedly tells you about flowers and lilies.
Yeah, Alkyone is just like listening, and like the little like shiny dangly things that she keeps in her horns like clink softly as she nods.
Do I talk too much? I'm so sorry.
No,
This is
no.
Okay.
It's a nice break from dragons.
That's true. This is what I do. And she sort of shows you some of the pages in her book. Do you, this is weird. I don't know how to ask this. This is a weird question. I don't think I've ever been around somebody who wasn't like me. But do you follow a god?
Sort of. I live in the Sunstar Forest with my family. We don't so much do gods as we do spirituality. I feel best when I'm in nature.
Well, same. I grew up in a temple in Melosa of Gedarum.
Yeah, I know Melosa.
Yeah, and you would know Gedarum as the god of nature. He's
Nice.
like the Sunstar Forest is like his shit. Like he people and you know how like the cities that are dedicated to the gods are like their birthplace. Like Melosa is like the birthplace of Gedarum. It's what the Sunstar Forest is like built around almost. It's like some believe that like his birth there is what created the Sunstar Forest. Like that it's like all burst out from that city because of this god
I
of
love
nature.
that.
So you would know who Gedarum is.
Gedarum.
And the spelling is not on our website yet, but it will be. So I can give it to you. But so you would know who that is.
Neat.
Yeah. So that's sort of been my life. I just didn't know because you're from the same place. I didn't know if you also followed him. That's weird to ask somebody. Probably we just
No.
met.
I mean, I feel like we've really all bonded in the past 20 minutes.
And Nora kind of pushes you a little bit and it's like, you got that right.
She does laugh like that. It was like the being pushed laugh
Yes.
by the very attractive senior girl on the squad. You know what I'm
The
saying?
cool one-armed,
Yeah.
halberd wielding senior girl.
The coolest senior girl on the squad.
And she sort of laughs at you as she like walks over to kind of mess with Jocelyn and Ayana. they seem really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they do this stuff all the time, so this is like just another day for them.
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure they've never had to deal with a dragon before.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about it and then remembering, and I don't know. It doesn't seem real, does it?
No. It feels like it shouldn't be. Because, I mean, you know, dragons...
I gotta say this super quick. Every time Mackenzie RPs as Alexandrite, she mimes pushing up these invisible glasses, like up the bridge of her nose, and it's very cute.
Because dragons, they're around, but they just don't do things like this.
That one seemed pretty sick, if not undead.
Really? I
It was rotting.
didn't like looking at it. I didn't see much.
Sort of like a cart wreck. I couldn't look away.
I'm sorry.
Not your fault.
I know, but...
I was blaming you for sure.
What? Oh,
No,
Oh, no.
I was joking.
Oh,
I
okay.
was joking. I don't think you really brought the dragon.
well, that's where you're wrong. Can you imagine? And then I kill you right here.
Whoa.
No. She goes, yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes it feels like the only thing there is to say is I'm sorry. And even though it doesn't feel correct and you know you're not responsible for it, sometimes it feels like it's the only pairing of words that makes sense to say, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, stop apologizing.
Okay.
It's better to roll with things than to get stuck worrying about them, right?
I suppose so. I worry a lot though, but I think that's probably a better way to go about it.
Hey, I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
You do all the worrying, and I'll do all the saying. No worries.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, no worries.
My thing to do is to make sure you can do the thing you do.
Aw, that's real sweet.
Well, it's my job.
Yeah, but you know, it doesn't have to be like, I don't know, like a job. I don't know, we could also like just take care of each other. That's also a thing we could do.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Do you wanna know more about flowers?
Yeah, that sounds nice. We're just gonna like stuff a piece of bread in our mouth
Okay.
and just like chew, listening to Alexandra, like completely absorbed.
Yeah, and for the rest of the rest, you all sort of chill, talk about flowers, hang out. No other spiders come out.
Thank God.
There are like eggs. These were spiders, so you can assume that this is not the end of spiders existing in this room, but they will not exist in the time that you are spending here.
Delicious.
Is there anything else you'd like to do during your rest, or do you just want to head out?
Just let's head out. Let's get out of
All
Let's
right.
get out of Spider Town.
So you all sort of pack up and you get your torches and your bearings back again, and you go in similar marching order, I assume?
Yeah.
Back, and you continue on, and the tunnels sort of close in a little bit more, and they get sort of how they were. It seemed like there was this big open area, and then it gets small again. And you continue your way north, and it's winding, and your feet begin to hurt because of the uneven ground, and you're just sort of deliberately and slowly making your way here, and it takes a very long time. And roll a perception check.
Okay. Yeah, that's a 10.
Okay, that's good enough. So you are going, and as it widens out a little bit, you notice that the walls begin to look a little bit different, and that
As I'm like trailing my.
yes, it's like you're trailing your fingers against the wall, and it sort of divots in a little bit, and you pull your hand away, and you notice that there's like something embedded into the wall, and the members of the site stop in front of you, and you kind of run into to Nora a bit, and she kind of turns around and looks at you.
Sorry.
It's okay. And they're sort of looking at what's in the wall, and Sister Ayana holds her torch closer to it and begins to wipe away some of the dust, and sees a name on the wall. Just sees a name, and and does it to another, and then you see there's like these like sort of like these like coffin-y looking things embedded into the wall. They're like very like in the wall, so that it's like they're like perfectly fit in there, but there's like two to a thing. It's like rows, columns of two, like one on top of each other, and they're on both sides of the wall.
We went from a mausoleum to a crypt.
Yeah, and they look around, and Sister Emmeline says, "Wow, I forgot. These were down here." And they all sort of like look very strangely at all of these, and I assume you're making the face you're making at me right now. This
Yeah,
sort of
like
confused
what
look.
is this?
And Nora looks down and she says, "Very long time ago, the members of the site used to be buried down here. Old monarchs as well. But and like sort of she wipes away underneath, and like underneath the name, it like has like a ranking and the site with a symbol of Verdioni. And she goes, "It's been a long time. They moved away from it when people stopped using these tunnels, and it felt like these people were forgotten. And especially in Lady Dianostre's reign, she doesn't want us to be forgotten after we're gone. So we're buried on the Crest's grounds. But this is wild. I forgot they were here."
Alkyne's gonna look at Alexandrite and just try to like cautiously but deliberately place her hand on one of the symbols of Erdiani
Okay.
to see if something happens.
You place your hand and nothing happens.
Uh,
Maybe
Alkyne-
it has to do with who is buried here.
Alkyne's gonna look at Alexandrite like nothing happened this time, so just be aware.
Alex also places her hand on one, and she does like, okay, like nothing happened to her either. So, and Ayana ends up motioning you all to continue moving. After a couple hours of journeying, eventually you feel coolness. You feel a breeze, maybe. You're going in the right direction. You feel as if the uneven ground is beginning to kind of curve up and up and up as you're moving higher and higher above ground. You finally reach a dead end, and it is a sort of tight stone crack. What do you call it?
Crevasse, yeah.
Crevasse, and you kind of have to squeeze your way through it, and you have to squeeze your way through it, and you all do, and you feel fresh air, and it exits out into this sort of brush that you also have to move your way through. And as you all step out, it is dark outside. It is pitch black out here, but you can still see the moon shining high in the sky, and it's beaming down on the Gulf of Suna, which is this huge sort of gulf that is feeding from the ocean. And so you're right by the water, and this air almost feels foreign because it feels like you haven't had it for a long
sea
time.
breeze.
And just breathing it in, and it is pitch black. You sort of have to adjust to the underground darkness, to the out darkness, but it feels comfy and nice to be outside again. You turn your head, and a couple hours in the distance, you see the city of Biergo burning still. It's mostly plumes of smoke now, but you see it as if it is a star bright in the sky. On the skyline, you just see the city continuing to go in flames. You and the sisters and Alex look at this. For most of you, not you or Alex, but for most of them, this is their home. This is the place they had made their home. And this feels surreal to see. And they look out at that. And and then they look back forward. And a little bit of ways, there is a path. There is the main road that leads to the seaside town of Rivermouth, where the sight are to escort you. And Sister Ayana breaks the sort of sad silence and says, "Where did you go?"
Alkyone is gonna glance up at this big, beautiful moon. She is a circle of the moon druid. She's gonna wrap her fingers around the pendant and look at Alexandrite and kind of get like, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
So you officially survived the underground catacombs of Baergo, and you are going towards your next destination, Rivermouth. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Yeah.
Hi!
Hello.
I think we're recording.
Hello.
Sure. Welcome to the outro of the show. Mackenzie's here.
And me, Rachel.
That's-
I'm here.
That's who you are.
That's my name.
It's late. We're a little feral. Rachel's in my lap right now. But look, thank you for listening to this episode of Dungeon Wives. Rachel fought some spiders.
I sure did. I became one with my fear.
That's how you conquer it. You just become it.
You just do it, Batman style.
But thank you for listening to this. We're really glad to have you. If you want to keep up with us, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Instagram.
At
Dungeon Wives.
there we go. That's beautiful. And what else? Oh, sorry. And we also have a website, dungeonwives.com.
We sure do.
And brand spanking new Patreon.
Patreon.
If you're listening to this early, you probably are listening to it on Patreon.
Hello, early people.
Thank you.
early birds.
But there's a lot of really awesome stuff going on at Patreon.
You could be an early bird.
You could be an early bird. You could get episodes early. You could have playtesting content. You could have
give us an NPC to put into the world.
Yes, there's a lot of cool stuff. So go to patreon.com/dungeonwives to help support the show and check it out. And there's a lot of really cool stuff going on over there. And I think that's all I got.
That's all I got.
Hey, honey.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you. Oh, wow. That's gross. No, that's gay.
Gay.